All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm Blitz5, and I hope you guys are doing well. And as of yesterday, PUBG is officially free to play on all platforms. So I'm making this video for new players and for old players to help you guys out with some of the first things that you guys should do before you start playing and as you do the basic training tutorials and get into your first couple matches of PUBG. And I just recorded this video, but I know how people are. I know how I am. People are probably clicking off this video already because they're not getting the information they need. So I wanted to show you guys some of the most important stuff first before you click away from the video, so you can have the best experience and have the best gameplay in PUBG. So first and foremost, if you're a new player, you're probably going to be forced to do the training mode first. And I know some people like to skip training, but in PUBG, this is really a necessity. PUBG is not an easy game. It's the only game I know of, I think other than Rainbow Six maybe, that doesn't have aim assist on console. It's very unforgiving. The recoil is insane, but that's what makes this game so much fun and so addicting, is learning the gun recoil, getting over the difficulties of this game and trying to improve in each and every game. So now PUBG has this training section. So if you go to the play tab over to training mode, you'll see that there's 3 different options. The first thing, again, if you're a new player, I think you're being forced to do this, is you have to go through the basic training, which will teach you how to shoot guns, cook and frag, throw smoke, do all of the basic stuff in the game. Then you can actually play against bots, 10 full games in your lifetime against bots, which will be really helpful. And then you can go into the old school training mode with some improvements. Just go around, shoot your guns, change your sensitivities, try out different items and all that stuff, different scopes, and see what works in your playstyle. But after going through the basic training, you're definitely going to want to make some adjustments to your controller. You might even make some adjustments mid-basic training. And this is where it's really important. So if you want to do this, you can do it in game or in the menu tab, and you can go to the system menu, go to settings, and there's also an option for controller settings. And this is where you can do any changes to your button mapping. But I really recommend waiting to do this until you've played for a little bit, because this is sort of an advanced option in my opinion. I feel like you should kind of learn the default options first, but again, that's just my opinion. And then here in the settings is the bread and butter of all the things that you guys need to change. And I have another video on my YouTube channel, which I'm going to link here and also down in the comments, which I feel like is probably my best YouTube video for PUBG I've ever created, where I go through and explain all of the different options in PUBG. So some of these are just completely your personal preference, like what's going to be your one-time scope sensitivity. That's like your red dot, or your 3-time scope. Do you want it to be fast or slow? It all depends on your playstyle. But certain things that aren't debatable are, what is the difference between type A versus type B, the controller presets. There's a bunch of different presets. There's a bunch of different options. We have your compass, reticle type, all of these different things that I explain in that video. I go through each one tab by tab and explain to you guys whether you should have them enabled or not enabled to give you the best chance on the Battlegrounds. For example, it pays to have your radio message on quick ping so you can faster or quickly tell your teammates where the enemies are. If you have this disabled, it's much harder to tag where your enemies are. And one of the newest things that unfortunately is not mentioned in my video is the additional action queuing. So for the longest time, PUBG did not have action queuing. And right now, this is actually set to be disabled as default. So if you want a smoother experience when you're transitioning from reloading to shooting weapons, to switching weapons, to climbing through buildings, you're going to want to make sure this is enabled. Right now, it's set to disabled because PUBG is still making sure there's no bugs with it, but it's worth having this enabled because it will pay off in your gameplay. So again, I highly recommend checking out that video, because I'll go through all of the different things in the graphic settings, and if you should have your brightness up on certain areas, your field of view, all of that stuff, which again, some things are personal preference, some things are just better in this game, and I go through all of that in the video. So there you go. We got basic training, your settings down. Once you log into the game, before you start playing some actual games, you're going to want to make sure that you've completed all your tutorial missions, and also have gone into the events tab by hitting start and then going into events and making sure that you're participating in all of the different events. Right now, PUBG does not have a survivor pass, which is PUBG's version of a battle pass, where it's either free or you pay money and you earn things over a month or two. But it is coming back in 2022. But for right now, this is our version of doing missions. So you're going to have to go through and make sure you're participating in these. I think on console, you have to hold X. And then you'll see that as you do daily missions, you can unlock certain things. It's not loading right now on console, but in this section, you can earn this PUBG cheerleader outfit. There's a tab for referring friends, and if you have a referral code, and then also you will get additional in-game currency for completing the tutorials, which I highly recommend again. Some of these are actual in-game currency. So this is for 300 G coin, for example. I think my webcam's actually covering it. So this one's for 300 G coin, which is $3 USD. And I think another one of these is for 200 G coin, which 200 G coin equals $2 USD. And then some of these are also for BP, which is battle points, which is the legacy currency in PUBG, which you get for free by playing. There's really not too much you could do with BP. You can buy some legacy outfits and some old crates, but really most good things now have moved to the actual money currency, which is Gcoin. And then there's also some contraband coupons, which you can get, which allow you to unlock certain crates. And if your head's just spinning here, don't worry. I'm going to have another video about the contraband coupons. Basically, what you need to know right now is Gcoin is how you purchase things, and BP is the free things that are in the game that aren't as good, because obviously it's free and PUBG wants to make money. So that's the basic. Really just make sure you're participating in these things before you play. Then also, if you played PUBG in the past, you will have Battlegrounds Plus. If you haven't played PUBG and you're completely new to the game, you will not have access to this. So you can check this by the top right hand side of the screen. Mine says Plus activated. And if you hold start, you will see this screen. So I have Battlegrounds Plus because I originally paid for PUBG. And all this gives you access to is to the ranked mode and to seeing your career stats, medals, and other benefits. So a lot of people are upset about this because PUBG is technically not completely free, which I get, but PUBG is allegedly doing this to keep cheaters out of ranked, because with a lot of new players is going to come a lot of new cheaters or more cheaters, additional cheaters. So they want to stop them by putting up a small paywall. I think this is like $10 or $13 before you can go into ranked. But in my opinion, it's kind of lame that they're discluding the medals and other benefits. But again, if you're a new player, I would hold off on doing this and spending any money until you decide whether you're going to be playing this game long term. And honestly, as a new player, you probably don't want to go right into ranked anyways. If you really enjoy PUBG, then come back, get Battlegrounds Plus, play ranked, get all of the different career stats and benefits. Speaking of that, if you choose to get your career stats, you can go in here, edit your profile, look at your stats. I think you go to edit your profile, you can pick a different nameplate and all this stuff. I have some new PUBG partner one that they did because I am officially partnered with PUBG. And speaking of that, here we have a Crafton ID, which is how PUBG does all of their giveaways. They track your account. If you're watching accounts that have Twitch drops from partner streamers like myself, this is how you get the Twitch drops, by having a Crafton account. And then also selfishly, they have a creator program where you can put in any of the PUBG partner creator codes, and anything you do in the game, doing purchases, going through tutorial mode, is tracked through this, and the partners get an additional benefit. And right now I'm part of a pilot program for new players that are in the system, putting in a creator code. So if you are a new player or you know any new players, please have them sign up for this. Tell them, they can get future stuff in the future, Twitch drops, giveaways, and also support some creators like myself. This is just really huge, and I have to mention this as a shameless self-promotion. But it is free for you guys, and it's a great way to support people like me that are making content, especially if you're enjoying this video or found it useful. And then next we have the customize tab. This is where, again, if you're on console, it has a lot of loading issues still, unfortunately, but they're always working on this. You can adjust your wardrobe, your different weapon skins. You can also do emotes and graffiti sprays in the game. So you'll be able to examine all of this stuff and change it. If you get the screen where you can't see any of your weapons, just restart your Xbox or PlayStation. I would, but I'm recording this video. There's also vehicle skins. And also be aware, huge FYI here, if you purchase something in the game and you don't know where it went, most things now I think just automatically go into your account, but sometimes they will move into the utility section here, and you got to go in and like open them up a second time. So if you lost something, don't worry about tweeting PUBG or having to do a support ticket. Go into the utility section first, it might be there. And then if it's not, you can always go to the PUBG website and open up a support ticket if you have an issue. Then the hideout tab, we're going to completely skip for right now. This is kind of PUBG's monetization of weapons, where there's some really rare weapons that you can actually upgrade over time. The weapons evolve, but they cost a lot of money. And this is a video for another topic for another day. And then here is the store. If you want to just buy some new swag and run around as the Battlegrounds as a polar bear, you can spend roughly $13. Again, every 100 G coin is about $1, and you could be a polar bear if you want to for about $13. You will see some crazy outfits like this on the Battlegrounds. But again, for new players, I would recommend skipping this. But there is one thing I would highly recommend, and this is this PUBG starter package. I would recommend this for old players, for new players. This is only $1.99 USD, so $2. And you immediately get 500 G coin, which is worth $5. You get some of the free currency, which is BP. You get 10,000 of it, which is pretty nice. You get 50 contraband coupons, which can open up 5 paid crates, which has the equivalent value of roughly $10, excuse me. And then you also get the Spring Chick outfit, which would probably have an in-game value of like $10. So for $2 here, you will get the value of $25, and it starts you off with a little bit of G-Coin, a little bit of BP, and some of the coupons. So I feel like this is a really great way to get started. I'm actually going to buy this after I make this video, even though PUBG sent me some additional G-Coin, because it's just that good of a value. So if you really think you're going to spend any money in the game, I would highly recommend doing that. And then going back to the play section, again, you're going to want to go through all of your training stuff. Arcade mode is a great way to practice. It looks like my screen is a little glitched here. But as a new player to PUBG, you can really spend, 10, 20 minutes running around the Battlegrounds, maybe not finding any fights, or maybe you're getting killed right off the bat by players that are pretty good. You can go into team deathmatch, and in about 5 to 10 minutes, you can get in a dozen fights and really hone in your close quarter combat skills, which are very difficult in PUBG, especially on console, on controller. So these are great tools. I really recommend playing some bot matches, changing your sensitivity, listening to my video while you're maybe in a training match, the controller video, so you can kind of tweak some of your settings, check all that stuff out, play some training mode matches, then go into a normal match and have as much fun as possible. Again, PUBG is a difficult game, but it's one of the most fun games I've ever played. It's now officially the game I've played the most and the longest, which is crazy. Any single title, and it's one of those games that I feel like once you get those skills, it can become very addicting and very rewarding, because there's a lot of risk, reward, and strategy involved. So if you're looking to join a community, we have an amazing community on Twitch and on YouTube. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Blitz5 and friends, or you can sub up here on YouTube. We have the membership program on YouTube, and we also have a great Discord, which I'll link down in the comments below with the video that I posted. So many new players coming into the Discord, a lot of veteran players. We have a looking for a group section. There's PC players, console players, and just an overall really positive community. And it's a great place to find new players and just have a good time talking about any games, including PUBG. So as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.